morning, Twitch. How is everyone today? This is episode 30 of Live Coding with Matt Groves here on Twitch. Today, we're going to do some hardcore database stuff again. We're going to look at ACID. We're going to talk a little about what it is and its relationship to NoSQL, which is it's always a controversial thing, ACID and NoSQL. I don't know about controversial, but something that is brought up a lot. We're going to look at some Java code today. Believe it or not, I'm not a Java developer, not even close. I can compile and run Java. That's about it. So I'll be doing that today, hopefully. We'll get there. Please don't take this as an example of any of the Java code as being the best Java code or the best tooling or I know what I'm doing. Hey, Calvin, thanks for dropping in. And it won't be that much Java code, so relax. It looks a lot like C#, actually. So just pretend it's C# if it bothers you that much. And that shouldn't take too long, actually. So then we're going to work on the chatbot a little bit. Got a little bit of backlog there. Let's just have a little fun today. Do a little chatbot stuff. And let's get on with that. All right. If you're first time here, this is my motto. There is no stupid question, except the one you don't ask. So please ask away, no matter what you think, because this is funny because I was at baseball practice last night with my son, and the coach was explaining this exact concept to the team. It's don't think that you're the only one that doesn't know. Don't be afraid to step up and ask, because it's probably the case everyone else is pretending they know, or everyone else is too afraid to ask. So ask a question, even if you're the only person. It's still going to benefit the whole team if you know the answer. So do not be afraid to ask. He encouraged questions. He stopped to answer questions, and I really like that. I want to be the same way as a baseball coach. The only stupid question is the one you don't ask. So ask away, please. Team Live Coders. I am part of the Team Live Coders team. Twitch/team/Live Coders. Here they are. Right now we've got Stuck Gaming, who is streaming, and myself. So maybe we'll raid Stuck Gaming later. And there's a bunch of other people who may show up during our stream. They may pop on and we'll raid them later. But if you're watching this and you're interested in streaming, live coding, check out this Twitch/team/Live Coders. A bunch of people, 78 team members right now, all streaming all kinds of different stuff to do with live coding, programming, making stuff. Check it out. Awesome developer streaming list. Another resource for you. This is GitHub/BNB/awesome developer streams. This is a text file basically of listing of streamers, and it hasn't been updated in a week, so we're not going to do our normal search, but you can see alphabetically, oh, there's Calvin Allen, Coding with Calvin. Speak of the devil. He is streaming stuff about Azure, C#, .NET, .NET Core, DevOps, open source software development, and Visual Studio extensions, all things which he is more than qualified to talk about. He has actually a very impressive Visual Studio extension or two out there in the marketplace. So that's cool stuff. But definitely check out Calvin Allen, Coding with Calvin. He does Twitch, but he does some other ones as well, right? So he posts stuff to YouTube. Okay, just Twitch here, but other stuff. That's just an example. You can find all kinds of people streaming on different topics. So maybe Azure is not your thing. Maybe you're more into Laravel. Well, there you go. You can check out Colin Henderson. All right, so that's a normal plugs there. Calvin says he posts to YouTube, and then I'm planning on creating YouTube-specific videos at some point. All right. So those are going to be probably, my guess would be, more highly polished and edited than the normal just seat of our pants live stream type of thing. I post videos to YouTube as well, mainly everything I do on Twitch is saved to Twitch for 30 days or what have you. I also save those off. Hey, TBD Gamer, good morning to you as well. Good to see you here again. I post those all over to YouTube, so you can check those out. So episode 28. I haven't posted episode 29? This is episode 30, right? I think I'm an episode behind. So I need to get on that. But you can check those out, bit.ly/GrovesTube. You can find all the videos, not just the live coding. I do some gaming stuff every once in a while. I just purchased Vacation Simulator for my Vive, my Steam VR headset, and I thought about doing some streaming because that is a crazy fun game. TwitchBot is on currently, I hope. 1525. Yes, TwitchBot is running here, and it is saving your messages to a Couchbase database. Why? I don't know. Because we can, and we might do something with it later. But right now, it's got your messages being saved into it. We're going to update the bot, hopefully, if we get to it, we should, later today, to add a couple new commands. So why don't I go ahead and set the current project I'm working on, which is going to be ACID on NoSQL. So I'll go ahead and post this link here. This is a link to a GitHub repo. This is a demo written in Java, and it is the demo that I will be one of the people responsible for helping to deliver next week at a conference called Oracle Open World, a massive conference in San Francisco for like Oracle people mainly, but a lot of Java in there as well, and MySQL, that sort of thing. So we're doing like 7 or 8 different demos, different stations for demos, and one of them is the one I was responsible to help create, although Dennis honestly did most of the work. This is Dennis Rosa, did most of the actual coding work. I'll be, I've done a few tweaks here and there, but he did most of the work there, so full credit to Dennis. But I'll be responsible for delivering this one at the conference. I'll also be trained on the other ones, so I can help deliver those as well. Anyway, that's more than you need to know probably, but that's where I'm going to look at today is ACID on NoSQL. And then, the scavenger hunt stuff. Last time I left off, the login icons. I actually figured this out. There was a font awesome issue, and all it was just like a typo on my part. It was I had a class that was called FAD, and it should have been FAS, or switch it around, something like that. So I did add those icons. I haven't spruced up the login page much more than that yet, so we'll save that for later. That's kind of a minor thing. And then these are the bot ideas that I want to implement later. So the shout out command, this was Michael Jolly's idea. He stopped in the room on Thursday, I think. Or maybe he was in Calvin's room, I forget. It's all the same. We're all the same team. Although Calvin's not official yet, but I think he will be eventually. Shout out command. We got to figure out what that means and how that works. And this was a fun one. When Calvin enters the room, we're going to play the Norm soundbite from Cheers. That might be fun. And other thing I saw, this was an idea I saw in the Visual Studio stream. It was actually, I think they were joking about this, but I think this is a good idea, is a laugh command to play a laugh track, because I make some terrible jokes in this stream. Sometimes you don't even realize they're terrible, so that's why I need to add a laugh track, so I can highlight that they are funny. These two are a lot of work, because they are going to involve probably some Signal R, so don't think we'll get to those today. So maybe we'll get to shout out if we got time. All right, but anyway, we'll talk about ACID today. So let us do a little bit of review. If you've not heard of ACID before, this is something that is all about databases. And I wrote this blog post over a year ago about ACID properties, and this is specifically with Couchbase, but we'll talk about ACID generally. And the thing is, ACID is an acronym. It's atomic, consistent, isolated, and durable. It is oftentimes pointed to as like this standard. It is totally not a standard. It is just kind of a sort of a backronym that I think it was Eric Brewer came up with to kind of describe things that databases do or did not do in their decisions, their architectural decisions. But it's a term that people ask about, like, does your database do ACID? Does your database do ACID? That kind of sounds weird if you say it like that. So let's just review the properties here real quick. So A is for atomicity. Atomicity means that if you're working on a database, you're doing some set of operations, a read operation or a write operation, typically. Those would involve a read operation or write operation. And we say that atomicity means we want to do a group of operations, more than one operation. It could be one or more operations, right? And they either all of them succeed or they all fail. So they're one atomic unit. They all happen together. And why would you want to do atomicity? Why do you need atomicity? So in a relational database, like for here, you have a shopping cart and a shopping cart items. And let's say we want to create a shopping cart. So a user adds an item to a shopping cart. We need to create a shopping cart, and we need to create a shopping cart item. Both those things need to happen, or they both need to fail. Otherwise, we're going to have possibly a shopping cart item with no cart, just sort of floating out there, or we have a cart with no item in it, and some sort of error happened. So in a relational database, it's important that those things happen at the same time. Not at the same time, but they happen together or they don't happen. And so what's called a rollback would happen if an error happens. So then you create a shopping cart, an error, okay, now we roll back the shopping cart. It's like it never existed. We roll it back. That is very important for relational databases because they're often in pieces like this where it's tables and they're all split up in different parts. This is called normalization. And it's very important to have transactions in relational databases. Otherwise, you're going to have just pieces of data everywhere. In a non-relational database, and I often tell people this, transactions are not as important as you might think. Because in a non-relational database, instead of storing shopping cart and shopping cart items as separate pieces of data, I would store them together as one piece of data, much like you see here. A shopping cart, which is just a JSON object, and it contains items as part of it. So if you're creating a shopping cart with one item in it, you don't need to have a transaction here because it's all one write operation, a single write operation. And that single write operation is atomic, automatically. So you have less need for them in a NoSQL database like this. However, there is still some need for transactions. I'm not going to say you never need transactions, and we're going to talk about that today. So atomicity is the main one people talk about when they think ACID. They think, okay, atomic transactions, and multi-data, multi-document, and multi-item, multi-value transaction. That's generally what they mean. And then the other three, the C and the D, they kind of just don't really understand what they mean, or just kind of take them for granted, or and I do want to point out something interesting. This was, where was this? Because I like to make generalizations about developers, and that's not really fair to do. But there is a, let's see, where is it? This one here. This just came out yesterday, I think. This blog post. No, it didn't come out yesterday. It came out in 2017. Yowza. But it was making the rounds on Twitter yesterday that there are three different tribes of programmers. And there are like the hardcore mathematicians, and there are the hardware hackers, and then there are the makers and the builders. So when this type of tribe, this mathematician, the scientist, the poet, talks about ACID, they care deeply about the A, the C, the I, and the D, what they mean specifically, scientifically. There's an important definition for them. They have to weigh all those different parts of what ACID means. For the makers, generally speaking, when I talk to them, they only care about the transaction part of it. Like, this is something that's weird and different to me for NoSQL. So that's, I use ACID as a shortcut for transaction. Hey, Surly Dev, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us today. So anyway, that is the A part. The next one is consistency. And this is kind of a weird one. It won't violate declared system integrity constraints. Now, this means that before and after an operation, the data will remain consistent. So this kind of goes back to the rolling back type of thing I just mentioned. But there are other types of consistency that are in this, not just about rollbacks. So you have a table, a schema. So when I insert, I can't insert 6 columns into a 5-column table. That's not consistent, right? So in a NoSQL database, the consistency maybe has slightly different types of meanings, right? Again, this is not just about relational databases. This is about databases in general. So consistency would mean I must supply valid JSON, right? I can't give it invalid JSON. It's not going to allow that. I can't give it duplicate keys. Keys must be unique for key space. Those are things that are all about consistency. And so Couchbase definitely provides those types of consistencies. One thing it doesn't do that maybe people would mistake as a consistency problem, and they might have an argument, is Surly Devs, it's Calvin Allen's fault I'm here. I felt obligated to come get the most out of his gift subscription. Well, you shouldn't feel obligated to be here, Surly Dev. If you want to spend your time watching the Apple event, feel free to go there. But yeah, I think that's Calvin's master plan, is to hang out with cool people like TBD Gamer and Surly Dev. Anyway, so in a NoSQL database like Couchbase, you notice these two documents here. The one has a date created, and the other one has the date created. This is camel case. This is, what do they call that? Snake case? I don't know. So Couchbase allows both of them. So you might say, well, it's not consistent at that level. They may have an argument there, that it's not consistent in the sense that it doesn't enforce a schema. But your application then could be responsible for enforcing the consistency, right? So you can't look at this and say Couchbase is not consistent. It's just NGN. What does NGN mean? That's an acronym I've not heard of before. NGN. Next Generation Network? North Georgia Network? National Golf Network? Don't know what you're talking about there, Surly. You're going to have to expand on the NGN thing. But there's more to consistency than just schema, is what I'm going at there. Okay, and then there's query consistency, which is this is where it gets confusing, because we talk about query consistency. Well, it's you or Fritz at the moment, so still 50-50. Oh, is Fritz also streaming right now? Man, I've got a lot of competition. I'm going against Apple. Well, Apple's not until Pacific time, is it? So not Apple. Although if I'm thinking about how is a developer going to spend their day, I could spend a couple hours on Matt's stream or Fritz's stream, or I could watch the Apple event later. I have never once watched an Apple event. Does it make me weird? Probably. Anyway, query consistency is a different thing, right? This is about index consistency, and how stale are query results. NGN equals me typing LUL after my keyboard switched to Dvorak. Oh. Great. So it's, yeah, okay. That's totally an IRC type of joke there. I love it. Love it. It's old school IRC. So query consistency was, okay, there's a performance trade-off, and do I want to get the latest index results, or do I just want to get really fast results? And so most databases have a way to trade that off. Either you, Fritz, or Dash Ducks. I don't think I've ever been to Dash Ducks channel. And then I also want to point out that consistency in ACID is a different consistency than in the CAP theorem. So these C's mean different things. Those often get twisted. Different things. We're not going to go into that. I is for isolation. So this is that an operation is allowed to occur after another operation on the same data has been completed. So generally speaking, this is implemented with locks. Databases have different defaults for the kinds of locks that they use. So Couchbase has two different kinds of locks, optimistic and pessimistic. And you can also just ignore the lock as well, so sort of overwrite, like last one wins, basically, which is you can't really predict. So locking is available there. That's generally what we mean when we're talking about the isolation is locking. There's more to it than that, but that's one of them. All right, and D is for durability. This means that traditionally means that the disk stores the changes made by the operation. That's in a traditional database. In a distributed database, it means that the disk or the memory in other nodes shares the changes. So that is to say, if a machine goes down, then you can still recover from other nodes. Whether or not the data is in memory or in disk doesn't really matter. Right? So in a traditional relational database, it better be written to disk, because if that database goes down, all the memory is wiped. And if it comes back up, well, you can't pull it. If it's distributed, though, you can pull it from someone else's memory, no big deal. And Couchbase certainly supports different durability options and enforcing them. In fact, we've actually enhanced the durability options in order to support ACID transactions, which is an important thing, that kind of a nuanced thing. Back to that three tribes of programming, right? We've had durability options in the past, but they worked with polling, which is if you're this type of tribe, that is maybe something you have to think more carefully about. But if you're in this tribe, you're just a maker, that's probably good enough. That'll work. That'll work for most of the time. Now, there's like that 0.01% edge case that I'm not going to worry about, right? Whereas this one up here says, well, 0.1%, that is imperfect method. So we need to improve on that. And in fact, we have improved on that. So we've got some overlap here between both these. And as this article points out, both these are important tribes in the software world. I didn't realize I'd be drawing from this tribes article so much today, but I love it. I love it. Okay. Couchbase announced in August, this is just about a month ago, and those ducks have PTZ cameras. What are you talking about? Surly Dev, you're really confusing me today. Maybe it's because I skipped my coffee today. I don't know. I'm just not really going. I'm not really picking you up today. Couchbase in August with our latest version of Couchbase, which is in beta, Couchbase Server 6.5 beta. We have now distributed multi-document ACID transactions. So we didn't have this before. The multi-document part is something that Couchbase was missing. We have now announced that we have this capability to Couchbase Server 6.5, which is huge. Something I've been waiting for let me check my watch here, 3.5 years. Something I've been waiting to tout, and I'm so happy we actually have this now. The only downside right now is it's in beta. This is totally a beta thing. This is not like officially supported yet, as far as I know. 2, currently, as of today, it's only supported in Java. This is a client-side, 99% client-side feature here, with that 1% being the new durability option in Couchbase Server. So that's why I'm going to show some Java today. We've announced distributed ACID transactions. So I want to show you a little bit of how this works, and I'm going to be practicing my demo while I'm doing it. So here is Dennis's. This is Dennis's repository. I've forked this, but it looks like Dennis has accepted both my pull requests. No, I have one pull request. So he has already merged that. So I'm just going to go ahead and clone. I did this on a different computer, the one I'm going to actually be demoing on next week. So I'm going to, this is my desktop that I'm doing right now. Why is File Explorer giving me a problem? Okay, so I'm going to clone Dennis's repo here to Couchbase Transactions Demo. Okay, and we're going to open Visual Studio Code. What? Yeah, that's what I want to do. What's happening here? Okay, there we go. I was saying that you should consider yourself lucky I'm here due to Calvin's gift sub, because you, Fritz, and Dash Ducks, Ducks, got it, are all online at the same time. The Ducks have PTZ pan, tilt, zoom cameras that subs can control through chat. Wow, that sounds cool, actually. But wait a second, is this an actual duck camera? Is that what Dash Ducks is? It's actually a camera that you view ducks? Because that sounds pretty great. All right, this is not what I wanted, I don't think. It's a stream of a pond with ducks and geese. Okay, well, I need to make a note to go check that out, because that sounds right up my alley. Okay, I'm going to PowerShell here. And 2 cameras you can control. You're telling me there's cameras with ducks and geese, and I can control those cameras. I gotta say, I don't like geese, especially Canadian geese, Surly Dev. I get really surly about Canadian geese. Ducks, though, I'm into ducks. I don't know, into ducks, but I tolerate ducks. Yeah, you're trying to recruit Calvin to go and check out the live ducks cam. You know, I can't blame you. If you'd rather see ducks than watch some ACID transaction stuff in Java, I understand. I switched this to light mode. Oh, it's burning my face. Where? dark. Yes, much better. Whew. Because I was doing some stuff with slides and I needed light mode formatting. Okay. What? Open folder. I'm really selling what? I'm selling the Java or the ducks? Which am I doing a better job of selling? Transactions demo. Okay. So I'm using Visual Studio Code because this is a Java project. Now, I don't think I even have Java SDK installed. So we may have to do some yak shaving here. Oh, I do have this Java. Okay. Okay, that's good. And that's fine. So maybe I do have it installed. I don't know. So there's just one class in here. This is the TX demo class. And this is basically a console app. You got a main in here. All right. So again, if you squint a little bit, it looks like C#. All right. So don't panic. Let's see. Can I? So this is going to give him an error, but can I run it? Looks like it's not running. Okay. So I might not have the SDK installed. It's entirely possible. Well, there's Java's installed. Java, what is it? Java dash version 1.8.0. I don't know what the latest version is. Looks like I have it installed. Why isn't Visual Studio picking up what I'm throwing down here? Java overview. Never. Skip that. Okay. So this worked on my other computer. I just hit run. Oh, okay. It's doing it now. It must have just been a Visual Studio update. Okay. So it does all this nonsense here. Java, at least this application, very verbose, by the way. I mean, look at this. Some sort of script to launch it. Now this is going to time out an error because I'm trying to connect to a bucket that doesn't exist. Yeah, so there's all this stuff here. It's spit out, and because, yeah, that's no good. So the other part of this demo is actually the README. And you can see it right here. So there's an initial setup. We need to import some data first. This is a data set we're using for the demo next week. And I've actually put a little command here to do it. Calvin is LOLing. Oh, that's my chatbot. Okay, so I need to import some data, right? So there's this tarball here. And I'm going to open this up in 7-zip and open this one up. And there's a JSON file. So can I don't know, just drag this over here? Okay, good. All right. So, and then I'm going to create a bucket called, I don't know, call it CRM data. Good enough for me. Let's give it 300 meg of data. That should be plenty. Now, I did not create this data set, neither did Dennis. This was a data set that was given to us by some of the event organizers. It's going to be the sort of a unifying data set. It's I don't know if you're familiar with the term CRM, but this is a kind of a mock CRM data set that we're working with here. All right, so we've got this JSON file. And now I'm going to import it into Couchbase. So I've got the CRM data bucket, program files, Couchbase server bin, and that's a CB import. And it's JSON data. And we're going to import it into the Couchbase local cluster. And the username is administrator. Password is password, very high security here. Bucket name is CRM data. The file name is CRM list JSON. We have to give it this file : / syntax. It's in list format, and we're going to generate a key based on the ID in each JSON data, and we're going to give it 4 threads. I'm not sure why 4 threads. That's just something Dennis threw in there. We could give it 0 threads or the default, or 0 threads. 0 threads wouldn't work, but we could give it the default 1 thread, I think. Now, before I run this, it's going to spit out some errors. There are 183 documents in this sample bucket that do not have an ID field in them that's named ID. But I've checked with the organizer of this data set, and that's totally fine. We can ignore those pieces of data. Oh, what didn't it like? Unexpected argument for option F. Huh? Oh, I didn't put list. I thought I typed list. I didn't. List. There we go. So there are the errors. No big deal. 183 of them total. At the end, we should see 183. But we should also see documents flowing into CRM data at this point. I think there's 188,000 total, something like that. There we go. 101,000 documents. 183 failed. So there we go. 101,000 documents. You can see all the documents in there. Now for our application, we're interested in mainly 2 documents. So these are the actual steps of the demo. We have Act 1 and Act 1 event. Okay, let's check those out. Act 1, this is an account. This represents in a CRM, an account is a person who you're selling to or you're trying to sell to, right? Well, if it's a sales CRM, right? It's a person whom you're trying to manage a relationship with, right? So we've got just some data here. This is the Smith Limited account. It's a heavy equipment, and here's the person who's assigned to it, and then here are some contacts at the company, and so on, right? We've also got EVT, and CRM. Wait, what? Is it EVT? Yeah, Act 1 EVT. Why isn't it showing up? Huh? Is that something that's created brand new for this demo? Account, content as objects. Get on account. Well, that's a problem because it's supposed to be in there. That was in there for when I ran it on my laptop. Act 1 EVT. Not good. Not great, Bob. That's a problem. Because if you look here, this is trying to get it based on that ID, or it errors out. Oh, wait, is this? Oh, wait, hang on. Ah, okay. Okay, it does create one. All right. Okay. Okay, never mind. We're fine. Okay, so there's no EVT1 yet. There will be. Okay, good, good, good. So I'm going to change this data here. That's all fine. This should be administrator, and this should be password. Okay. So I'm going to create an account, and then what I have is an account EVT. So this is a collection of events. And in a CRM, an event is, far from a CRM expert, but an event is some sort of interaction that took place between you or your team and the account, right? So we made a phone call to them. We had a meeting with them. We sent them a basket of fruit. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. I'm not in sales. I don't know this stuff. But you track all those events, so you're not annoying them too much. Or, hey, did someone send them a basket of fruit yet or not? Oh yeah, it says here in the CRM we sent them some fruit. I don't know why I'm imagining fruit being sent around as a major sales tool, but I'm just using it as an example. Okay. All right. So we're going to do in this application, we're going to have an account which already exists, right? And we're going to create an event. And that event's going to have a type field, an account ID, and an events. This is an array of all those events that happened. And it's going to start out empty. Okay? So if I go ahead and run this program, hopefully it should run, it's going to create this transaction. So this is the new part of the transaction, the ACID transaction part, right? This is all standard bucket cluster collection stuff in Couchbase. We create a new event that's outside the transaction. It's totally on its own. We just do it one time during setup. Then I set up this transactions. So I create a transaction. I call it transactions with an S. It doesn't matter. We're creating a transaction, and for which cluster, and we have a config builder we create, and we specify durability level. Now, what Calvin's done here is that we're just running single node locally. For the demo at Oracle, we may want to change this to a different durability level. And we have some options here of what kind of durability level to enforce. And for a transaction on multiple nodes, a true distributed transaction, not one like my single node server here, but a real cluster, we'd probably need to specify something other than none for durability level. But leave it at none for now. That's something I actually got to bring up later today in one of our meetings. So if you notice here, this transactions has this run command, and this is basically just a lambda in here. Again, squint hard, looks like C#. I know it uses a dash instead of a equals, right? Equals for the arrow, but squint a little hard. It looks like it. And then inside this transaction run, all this stuff in here is going to be run inside. It's going to be run atomically. That's all going to be part of a transaction. Again, this is how you think of it as a maker. Now, behind the scenes, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on that, as a developer, you really don't need to keep track of too closely. At least that's the idea. But the two important things here is that we're getting the account and we're getting the event. This is all inside the transaction. We're making some changes. So I'm going to update the account to increment the number of follow-ups. So the follow-ups being the events. We're going to set the date to right now. And I'm also going to change the events to add that event. And my first event is, hey, what's up? So maybe we'll call this initial email. All right. And then it's going to replace those documents. And that all happens inside this transaction. So if anything fails at any point here, it's going to roll it all back to the state it was at before. And we'll actually demonstrate that. And then it'll print out errors if something goes wrong. Okay, so let's try it. I think I have all the correct stuff in there. Let's run this puppy. Do you think Java developers, any of them use Visual Studio Code for day to day? I'm guessing they're mostly using IntelliJ or Eclipse or something along those lines. But I mean, someone must be using it, Visual Studio Code, because there's a supported plugin for it. Okay, so again, Java, I don't know if this is just this demo or what, but extremely verbose with all the logging to the console of what's going on. But what you can kind of see here is that there's no error. Everything happened as we expect it to. So the transaction went off. We can actually verify that. So let's go to account 1, and we can see that last interaction, this is today's date. These fields weren't here, and we have one follow-up. So I go to account 1 EVT. That document now exists, and you can see it has the hey, what's up initial email. All right, so we're doing well here. And let's just take this another step further and send basket of fruit. I don't know. We're going to send that fruit basket. So again, this is we'd expect this to add another event to here. So this event array would increase by 1. And we'd expect the follow-ups here to increase to 2, and the last interaction to date to also change. So actually, if you look, this last interaction date there, that should match the one in the other document. So we'll just paste it in to compare it side by side, and you can see that they do match. So that's perfect. So we're going to do another transaction, sent basket of fruit. So again, we will run this demo. Right-click and run. The raw speed of Java. It's just blowing my mind right now. Or maybe I did something wrong. Nope. Just the raw speed of Java. Okay, and if we go back over here to our document, and we should see now we have 2 events. Hey, what's up? Initial email, sent basket of fruit. Those are the first 2 steps of any successful sales transaction, am I right? Initiate contact, send fruit. Oh, I should have switched type to something else, right? Should be a type called fruit. Yeah, this should have been fruit. Anyway, so if I ever become your salesman, if you're going to hire me for sales, just know I'm going to be sending lots of fruit out to people. You don't know, maybe it works. Okay, and then over here, and we look at our account document, follow-ups is now number 2, and the latest interaction was here. Now, you might wonder, why would I do this? Why wouldn't I just query the other document? And you absolutely could do that. But this could be a performance issue where we're sort of copying some data here, so we don't have to do a query to roll this number of follow-ups up every time or find the last interaction every time, right? We can just have our transaction updated in a different document. That's going to be a modeling decision on your part. I'm really just trying to demonstrate transactions here. Now, all I've showed you is happy path so far, and that's all well and good, but wouldn't we rather have something go wrong? So I'm going to throw an exception here, and this will demonstrate the rollback that happens, right? So let's just say sent a second basket of fruit, this time with no berries, because they are allergic. A lot of fruit happening, and I made it the correct type this time. Okay, so what I expect to happen is we're going to go through the same transaction. We're going to get those 2 account documents. We're going to update them with a new interaction, and we're going to replace those documents. However, something's going to go wrong. We're going to throw an exception. We're just going to simulate something went wrong, and by default, if an exception is thrown, it's unhandled inside this transaction, that's going to trigger our rollback. We could also probably say ctx.rollback. We could manually specify rollback. And also at the end here, we could also explicitly order a commit as well, but that is also implied. Again, you might want to add those depending on your situation. So what I expect to happen now is we're going to run this, an exception is going to happen, and we're going to look at EVT, see that, this has 2. If our rollback doesn't work, this may have 3 instead. We don't want that. And if we go back to account 1, if our rollback doesn't happen, or if a rollback does happen, this will still say 2. This will still say ending in 608. If it doesn't roll back, something goes wrong. This might be a different number, a different date. Okay, so that's the success criteria. We'll run this again. And again, let's just sit back and witness the raw speed of Java blasting its way through the enterprise. Explosion sound effect. Lasers. Car engine. Vroom, vroom. Okay. All right, so you can see we've got exception here. Here's the exception somewhere. Well, I mean, there's some other exceptions that are happening. Here's a legal state exception emulating a rollback. Okay, so if we go back to here, to our data, retrieve docs, still says 2, still says 608. We're in good shape. Our rollback worked. Still has 2 events here. All right, pretty cool. Now, how does this work? Well, behind the scenes, it's doing a lot of stuff. It's doing a lot of stuff. So there's a couple of, 2 or 3 different concepts that you probably need to know about to understand how this works. I'm not going to go into the detail, but it's creating some documents to track the transaction. That's kind of what this is doing up here. I believe this is creating documents behind the scenes, kind of just a working document, if you will. There's also this durability level, which I mentioned before. This is a way for us to guarantee that a document has been written successfully, has been without polling. Otherwise, it's going to be really slow down the transaction. And the third thing is this thing called X-adders. In the metadata, there's this X-adder, or extended attributes. These are arbitrary attributes you can give to a document. You can give any metadata you want to. They're not something that a normal developer, again, back to our tribe, our normal makers should not be monkeying around with X-adders. All right? They absolutely can. The API is open for it. But unless you have a good reason, you should stay out of X-adders, because they are for framework level things like this, implementing transactions, or maybe something specific to entity framework, or to Spring data, or specifically these were designed to handle some of the mobile synchronization stuff with Couchbase. But they are multi-purpose, so they've been used, and you see there's nothing in here right now, but I believe they are used to stage data for the transaction. And I am kind of out of my depth here because the person who created this, the team who created this are this tribe right here. The people who do the hard work, the science, the poetry, the math, the theory. They do all that. And I'm just a humble maker, just trying to make this stuff do what I want it to do. So I don't understand it at a really deep level. But anyway, so that's the demo. That's it. You just saw ACID on NoSQL. Easy as that. And all it is really is just create a transaction and put some stuff inside a Lambda. Easy as that. This is Java only right now for Couchbase, but this is entirely a client-side feature. Well, almost entirely a client-side feature. Some great supporting stuff from server-side. I am almost certain this will be coming to other IDE or other languages very soon. I would expect .NET to be very soon. Beyond that, I don't know. Let me know. Tell me, what would you like to see? Do you want transactions in the language of your choice? And which language do you want? And why do you need transactions? And what are you building? So I want to know those things. Anyway, that's it. That's the demo. Hopefully it'll go much faster at the booth because I will have less explaining to do. I'll just be like, oh yeah, here's a transaction in Java. You put your code in here. Here's the result. Okay, now let's do a exception to trigger a rollback. Okay, here's the result, and there you go. Off you go. Okay, so before I do anything else, let me just roll this back because I did make some changes as I went. So we'll just revert this one. Okay, that's it. That's Transactions demo in Java. If you want to check it out, it's totally public. It is GitHub/Dennis W.S. Rosa /Couchbase Transactions demo. Or if you're going to be at Oracle Open World next week, come and see us, and you can see this demo in action. And other demos as well, and presentations and swag and all kinds of cool stuff. Come to the Couchbase booth at Oracle Open World. It'll be great. All right. What else we got? Scavenger hunt. We'll skip that. Command ideas. So, Calvin, if you're still around, or if anyone else is still around who knows this, how does the SO command, shout out command, what does it do and how does it work in like Michael Jolly's channel? So the idea here is to shout out people in the chat room who have their own Twitch thing going on or their own stuff going on. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's just you come in, you're a subscriber, or maybe it's for everybody. Maybe just subscribers. I don't know. And you can define what you want to be shouted out for, and then SO will then shout you out. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm going to take a quick break, get myself a beverage, because as I said earlier, I am running on no caffeine right now. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on SO. How should this work? Twitch people? So I want you to ponder that, like it's a koan. Ponder that while I'm getting some coffee made, and I will be right back. Let me see, what can I put in here on my break music? Where is my... let's see, we've got developers. We've got Genova from Final Fantasy VII, and we've got Elevator Jazz. Let's do a little Elevator Jazz. What do you think? Okay, I'm back, everybody, and I lied a little bit. I got some coffee, yes, but my wife has also been on a real baking tear lately. So she tried her hand. This is the first time she ever made kind of hard to see on the cam, black and white cookies, black and whites, which are a cookie that I have a fondness for. That you may have heard of from Seinfeld episode. With the chocolate babka and the Pepsi and the ring dings. But it's not terribly common outside of, I don't know, New York, East Coast, DC type places. Yeah, I see them every once in a while, but the real good ones are not, you don't really find them in many bakeries here. So she tried her hand at them. They're pretty good. They're a little messy because usually the ones I get are packaged ones, or they're not like super fresh, like right out of the oven or whatever. So they're a little sticky still, but they're really good. You gotta get that perfect bite, right? A little bit of white, a little bit of black. Look to the cookie, Elaine. Look to the cookie. S Time Stream. Hey, thanks for coming in. Does that face mean that you can't believe you want one of these cookies? You really look good? They are a very good cookie. The thing with black and white, it's not like a sugar cookie. It's kind of like a little cake. Little cakey cookie. And I don't know if there's any difference in the flavor in the icing normally. It's the same icing, just different colors, I think. My kids? No. Not my kids' cookies. And besides, if you saw our kitchen, there's enough cookies up there for my kids, the neighbor's kids, the neighbor's kids. Like cookies for days. Not to mention the cake pops, macarons, brownies, ice cream, girl cream puffs. Don't forget the cream puffs. She made some cream puffs too. She's just been baking up a storm, and I love it. Besides, my kids are at school. They're not going to know the difference. And I got my coffee. This week's brew is Dunkin' coffee. And it is a cinnamon flavored coffee. Although, I'm not really noticing the cinnamon flavor. There's definitely a flavor to it, but it's not cinnamon. Alright. How should this work? How should Shout Out work? You live for root beer now, not that common in the UK. Really? Interesting, not common in the UK. So, my dad used to make root beer, actually, homemade root beer. It was really good. I like root beer a lot. The problem is, like most places that serve you root beer, they serve you like fountain root beer, like mass-produced root beer, which I am no soda snob, no food snob, anything like that. I like a Coca-Cola, a mass-produced food, a ring ding and Pepsi type of guy, no problem. But root beer though, unless it's like a proper root beer, like in a glass bottle, or something like that, like a properly made, like not mass-produced syrup and water root beer, it is impossible for me to drink because it is so cloying, and it just doesn't. I mean, you don't really get the root beer flavor. You get so much sugar in it, so much sugar flavor. So root beers like IBC is killer. What's the kind I really like? I can't even remember the brand now. We have toothpaste and antiseptic gel that is flavored with root. What? Root beer flavored toothpaste? Oh my gosh. That sounds horrible. That is a war crime. Well, I don't know about war crime, but it's a crime of some sort right there. Root beer flavored toothpaste. Oh. Unbelievable. Peppermint additive. Well, mint, peppermint, that makes sense. That's fine for toothpaste, but root beer. Like, I wouldn't even give that, like, you know, like they have kids toothpaste, like bubblegum toothpaste or stuff like that. I was like, all right, whatever. If it helps them start brushing your teeth more. But root beer, oh, it just seems wrong. It just seems wrong. Thanks for stopping in, by the way, S-Time Stream, if I didn't say so already. Trying to, I did some acid stuff already. Some acid on NoSQL stuff. Pretty cool. I might make that into a what do you call them? A highlight clip on Twitch here. But what I want to do with the rest of my time, the balance of time, I got about an hour-ish here, is we're going to enhance the bot a little bit. So currently the bot only really does one thing. I can say current project. But I want to add this shout out command to it. And this is something that Michael Jolly did. He came into my chat room, or Calvin's, and tried to do a shout out and it didn't work. Because I didn't implement it. So I think I should implement it. But I'm not sure how it should work. The idea is to shout out people in the channel who have their own Twitch channel. Candy flavored toothpaste. Haha, no worries. Just glad you got out the desert with that. Got out the desert with that snake. What? Got out the desert with that snake. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the Wizard and the Princess game. Oof. Yeah. Yeah. I did get out the desert with that snake. But spoiler alert, when we get back to King's Quest V, more desert, more snakes. It's going to happen. All right, so we're going to switch over to TwitchBot, working on now. And I want to add a shout out command to it. So let's open up Matt's TwitchBot solution. We did a little Java earlier today, and Java is like brushing your teeth with root beer flavored toothpaste. We're going to switch over to the classical peppermint toothpaste now and go back to C#. Hey, Calvin, welcome back. Calvin, how do you think a shout-out command should work? Or do you know how, like, do you know how, what is this? Michael Jolly's SO shout-out command works. I'm curious to see how do you think we should implement this? By the way, I think I'm going to do some unit tests for this, finally, at long last. Because I don't have any unit tests, and that is no good. That is no good. Let's see. I don't know for certain. My guess would be, oh, drum roll for Calvin's guess. SO user. I'm with you so far. Starts with bang user. Return new shout out. And then you'd have to assume that the format either allow more text after it or stop. So we're going to create a shout out command over here. Shout out. Right, yeah, I'm not so much worried about the parsing. I think I can just assume the first token is the name, but then what does it actually output? What does a shoutout actually do? That is the question. So why don't we go ahead and create a project, a unit test project. It will, your bot mention the channel in a chat message. Yes. Just take their username and slap a twitch.tv in front of it? Is that what you're getting at? Add new project. Hey, folks, go check out Calvin Allen's channel at twitch.tv/CalvinAllen. I think that's pretty good, Calvin. That's probably a pretty good start. I think I'd like to explore something a little more interesting than that. So maybe, instead of just echoing back your name, essentially what it's doing, maybe you can as... Oh, the other thing I want to ask Calvin, is this only something that a subscriber can do, can trigger a shout out? And what is the benefit to having the bot shouted out? Excuse me. You'd want to limit it, yeah, so just subscribers, I would guess, or mods, or I don't know. Maybe we can go with just subscribers. Or anybody that cheered. I don't know, anybody that cheered, I guess. We could do that too. Maybe we'll start with just subscribers. Okay, what I want is a unit test here. MS test. Hard, no. Unit test project. .NET framework, no. X unit test project. N unit test project. I'm an N unit guy. I know X unit's all the rage these days. I'm still N unit guy from way back. It's what I've always used, pretty much, with the exception of some M spec mixed in here and there. I'm an N unit guy. There's a sticker on my laptop, my old one anyway. N unit sticker. So I'm going to go with N unit, unless there are any strong objections to that. Okay, Matt's Twitch bot dot, I don't know, tests. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And hopefully ReSharper will pick this up and work. I've got that configured. I think I've done this recently. All right, so let's do some tests with the old shout out. So this will be command tests, and we'll do a class called shout out tests. This is a test fixture. All right, and set up, public void setup. And this would be the shout, just call it shout. We'll call it shout, let it all out. Nope, that's not it. Shout out. I need to reference that project. BRB. Okay. So, public void. Oh, and we probably are going to need a couple mocks too. Yeah, I'll just bring in mocks. Bring in the old mock. I like mock. I also like just mock. I don't know if there's a .NET Core version of that though. I don't think there is. I think I tried this before. Just mock. I like it a lot. I like the syntax a lot. This is a tool by Progress, aka Telerik. Used to be Telerik. I really like the way Just Mock works, but I don't think they support .NET Core. At least not yet. Let's take a look here at the URL. Telerik, yeah, the repo is still called Telerik. Just Mock Lite. So anything about Core in here? Oh, look at that. .NET Core 2 or later. That might be new. It's been a while since I've used this. Should I risk it? Bring it on in? Why not? Bring in Just Mock from Telerik. Why? Because I like it. That's why. Package was restored using Fast.NET Standard version 2. Oh, what? Okay. May not work. Yeah. .NET. What is this? This is .NET Standard 2. Oh. .NET Core 2. .NET Core 2 and .NET Standard 2? Oh, geez, I don't remember. Okay, well, I'm going to have to... I don't want to get into a yak shaving situation. So I'm going to go with Mock, because I know it works with .NET Core, or whatever this is I'm using, .NET Standard. You know, for the life of me, I still haven't got a good mental model of the whole .NET Standard, .NET Core thing in my mind. It's just still a little foggy. All the different columns in that diagram. Okay. All right, so yeah, that's fine. Shout out tests. All right, so I know that we're going to have a test, but it's going to be shouting out, and it's going to be execute. It's going to need a mock bucket and a mock client. So I'm going to create those. Mock bucket. Mock bucket equals new mock I bucket. And we'll leave that as a mock because I might need to make some changes to it. And mock client equals new mock I Twitch client. So maybe I should stop and explain a little bit what the heck's going on here. Why am I doing this? All right, so this is a unit test. This is designed to be an automatic test of my code to make sure it does what I expect it to do. The benefits of an automated test over doing it manually is that I can run them over and over and over again really fast. I can run a whole collection of them so that if I make a change, it may break some other part of the system. But if I can run a whole bunch of unit tests that cover that part of the system, then it'll hopefully figure out that something's gone wrong there. So that's called a regression test. This also can help me inform the design of my code as I go through and say, okay, well, I designed this in a way to be easier to test, or hey, this is really hard to test the way it's designed, so let's redesign it, that sort of thing. But these are designed to be unit tests. They run very, very fast. They test a very small piece of isolated code. Isolated is important here, right? So I'm not testing actual Twitch. I'm not testing actual database. I'm going to take those parts and sort of put in like some fake code to act as Twitch, to act as a database instead. And that's why I'm mocking them here. Now this framework is called mock. Let's go back over to the three tribes again. The whole idea of mock versus fake versus stub, they are different things. To this tribe here, it is very important to be precise about mock, stub, fake. And even to some people in the maker tribe, it's very important to be precise about that. I think in the maker area, though, really what we just want is something that's going to stand in place of some dependency, whether it's a fake, stub, or mock, however it works. And so some people might say, well, we're using the mock framework here, but you're actually creating a stub, or you're actually creating a fake. Whatever. That's what I say to that. And again, this is an important distinction because there are places where that does matter. Are you using a fake, stub, or mock here? But if we're just trying to get stuff done, it's not that big a deal if whether I'm using a mock, stub, or fake. At least that's the way I think. Now, your mileage may vary, but I think that it's important to, again, I'm going to start using this three tribes thing for every conversation because I just love it. It helps keep me honest because each of these tribes are valuable, make valuable contributions. And so it's dangerous sometimes to make assumptions about, oh, well, everyone's a maker and these people are all just ivory tower, who cares? No, not at all. These people do really important, hard stuff that we couldn't get our jobs done without. But they have a very different approach to building things and naming things and language and things like that and different jargon. I'm creating a mock. I'm just going to call it a mock. I don't know if it's technically a stub or a fake or whatever. I'm calling it a mock. But I'm mocking out, notice here, I'm mocking out these interface. So in C#, an interface is just a collection of things that I say I can do. I'm going to mock that interface and say, well, yeah, I can do those too, but I'm actually not doing them. I'm just faking them. Same with Twitch. So in this case, I'm mocking out the database and I'm mocking out Twitch. So to test my actual shoutout code, I don't have to actually hit Twitch. I don't have to actually hit the database. And this will make the test faster, and it'll make it so I'm only focused on the code that I'm building, which is the shoutout logic. All right. So with that in mind, let's see. Shout out should not do anything for non-moderators. That made this a better way. Shout out. Yeah, let's call it that. All right. So I'm going to say shout.execute, and I'm going to pass in mockbucket.object and mockClient.object, which right now just don't do anything. This is called the act portion of the test. We need to do some arrange, and then the assert, which I think will be the tricky part for this one. All right, so excuse me. All right, so inside of shoutout, if client, say client dot, what are we doing here? This needs to respond to the message. What? Current project. Current project. Get current project info. Yeah. Client. What was the command that I had to do to store a message? Message. Oh, it passes in the message there. Chat message. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so shout out. This should take, why doesn't this? Yeah, this should take as a constructor a Twitch message, a chat message. Okay, and we'll just store that here in the object. Okay, so back in my tests, this is already going badly, but I'll just pass in a message. And the message will be a new chat message, which I'm hoping, and it looks like I might be wrong, that I could easily fake or mock this one. Okay. So I think that the shout should go into here and should not be a private member there. So we're going to range our shout equals new shout out and message. Okay. And then we will create the chat message. Now the actual username, this is bot username. I don't care. IRC message. Don't care at this point. I don't really care what that is. Emote collection. Wait, what? Oh, IRC message. Yeah, null. Wait. Because I don't really care what this stuff is. Ref null? I don't know. Ref message emote collection. And false. That's okay. What's this? Message emote collection. So I just say like ref var x. No. Like that. What am I doing wrong here? Class name is not valid at this point. I thought there was a way to do this like inline. I don't really care about emotes at this point. Maybe Calvin, if you see that, you can tell me the right way to refactor that. I don't know. But what I want is there a way I can specify is subscriber? Yes, I can. So is false. I can't set it. Has no setter. It's read only. So maybe that's part of the actual message. IRC message equals new IRC message. Okay, starting to get a little worried about testing this. IRC message command. Again, I don't really care what the command is. Parameters. Host mask. Yeah, okay. Can I set it on this? Message.is. Okay. Problem. I can't even. There's no setter for that. This isn't a chat message. Is there a constructor to override that? Yes, there is. Ooh, that's kind of obnoxious though. Because now I got to go down to this one, and there's not defaults for that. That makes testing very hard. Can you make the text font size a little bigger, please? I sure can. How's that? Because here's basically what I need to do is every single one of these. That's not an interface, as far as I can tell. Oh, Twitch lib message. Definition. It's an abstract class. But is subscriber is not part of the abstract class. So I need to go in to find every single one of these. Where that came from. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Because I really don't care about anything except for the subscriber. But I have to provide every single one of these. Don't care. I have to worry about what kind of logic it's going to check for those. Oh, this is just not good. Color. Is subscriber true? No, I want it to be a subscriber false. See, and I've lost track of all these. Ugh. This is a real problem if I wanted to test this. I wonder if anyone else has run into this. Because it has to go in through the constructor. So what I could do, and this is something that I've seen, this is something I used to do at my old, my last employer, not for this reason, because we had some control over that. I could submit a pull request. It'd be one thing I could do. But what I could do, what do we call those things? Chat message, I just call it chat message generator. Create. And then I have down here public class chat generator. And it's going to be static. So a create method. And this will just be return new chat message. And so it's going to get all those things. Bot username. Don't care. IRC message. Oh, no, this is user ID. Sorry. User ID. Don't care. Display name. Don't care. What's with the red? Bot username. Is it not like my command, my line return? Character return? User ID. Bot username. User ID. Yeah. Display name. Because I'm not there yet? I don't know. Username. Don't care. Color hex. I don't know. 0000000. Don't care. New color. Can I just say color dot? Nope. New emote set. Don't care. See, we're going down a real rabbit hole here. Don't care. Message. Don't care. User type. Don't care. Channel. Oh, not channel. Where are we? This is unfortunate. Because what I was going to do here is I could say string bot username, and by default equals don't care. Or no, it'll probably be like this, null. And then I would say bot username, question, and then, don't care. Like so. Except I would do that for every... What is the problem here? I do that for every single construction parameter. So that means I could basically wrap this, and I can only pass in the parameters that I care about. In my case, it would be is a subscriber. Is going to be null, right? And then this would be is subscriber false is subscriber. But that's not going to work. You know? Oh, this should be. Can we Boolean and bool? Anyway, it doesn't matter because there's no matching constructor for that. So what am I doing wrong here? Is there another way to go about this that I don't know about? To get a chat message where all I care about is that is subscriber is set to false. And I know it will be by default, but I want to explicitly set that in the arrange part of the test. So I am going to have to check this out. Twitch lib, what was it called? Twitch lib? Let's see if they do anything similar in their unit tests. Twitch lib client. Twitch lib client tests. Mock-eye client. Event handler, yeah. Receive message. See, they're not really testing those type of things, and it would make sense they wouldn't. Interfaces. Yeah, it's just the one. I mean, we could do a Google search to see if anyone has run into this. Unit test, chat message, Twitch, .NET. probably, or C#. Add custom message to unit test results. This has nothing to do with Twitch, I don't think. Something with Twitch. Basics for a Twitch bot. Okay, that's Python. No tests there. How do you guys test your streams? I feel like I'm breaking new ground here. Does C# Fritz use Twitch lib? C# Fritz on GitHub. Because I'm sure he's got some unit tests, right? But he may not be using Twitch lib. It's going to be the oldest picture in the world of Fritz. Handy tools for managing my live stream, built with ASP.NET Core. Fritz Twitch. Console chatbot. Okay. I don't see any tests here. Fritz. What's up with that? Where's your unit tests? Oh, there's a test right there. Here I am accusing you, but there's a test project. Clear as day. Chatbot. Chatbot tests. All right, what do we got here? I don't see Twitch lib. Fake cooldown, chat message, event args. That's interesting. I'm getting the whole chat message. But he might not be using Twitch lib. He might be using something else, for all I know. These event args. He's just testing the actual events, it looks like. Let's see. Twitch. I don't know. Twitch proxy? Get stream data? I don't think that's what I want. What is he using? Oh, I want to look at, not test. Fritz Twitch, the actual project. Project, where is it? Here we go. No, he might just be directly using the REST API. So, I mean, that's what I'm seeing so far. Fritz chatbot. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Twitch in there. Hey, listen. Got a WAV file. All right, so... yeah, this is no good. Because this makes it really... just kind of mind-numbing to create this. Is there a way to resharp it automatically to that? Expression body. No, that's not what I want. All right, bot username. Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just try it, I guess. Okay, IRC message. It's going to be new IRC message. No, I can just be null. I don't care right now. No, I'm not even there. I keep getting messed up. User ID. User ID. Username. Display name. Color hex. Color. New color, I don't know. emote set. Yeah, this could just be null too. That's fine. I don't care. Message. User type. Can I do null there? Is it going to allow that? Nope. User type, let's just make it viewer. Channel. ID. Is subscriber. False. Subscribed month count. 0. Room ID. Is turbo. Oh, that is moderator. False. Is me. False. Is broadcaster. False. Noisy? Oh, that is. Doesn't like that. Noisy.false. Why is that an enum? Who knows? Raw IRC message. Raw IRC message. Emote replaced message. Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Null. Cheer badge. No. Bits. 0. Bits in dollars. Oh. 0.0. Okay, well, there we go. It wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. Okay. And then all I care about right now is bool is subscriber equals false. So I'm going to change this to is subscriber has value, then is subscriber is, what is going on? Then is subscriber dot value, else false. What are we doing here? Resharper. Oh, was not originally? Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, so then we can say chat message.create is subscriber false. So it's going to create a chat message for us. I don't have to specify all this stuff every time because all I really care about is this one field for the test. And so we can get rid of that nonsense. Shout the message. And we're going to assert that basically nothing happened. How can we assert that nothing happened? Right, so we can say if message dot, if it's not a subscriber, then just return. So how can we test a null condition? I could have it, I mean, this is kind of ridiculous, but I could have it, there, I already have a null command. No, but that, I can't test that. No, that won't work. And basically what we're looking for is that, yeah, I don't know. This is going to, what do we test here? Hey, the Major Rampage, thank you for the follow. Did it make the sound effect? I didn't hear it. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. Just doing a little bit of, well, I'm working on the chatbot, trying to get some unit testing going, and gone down a bit of a yak shave here, which is, you know, it's been a long time coming. I needed to get some unit tests on this project. What do I test for here? I don't know. But I think I do need a test for it. And how do I test the opposite? That something that a subscriber was allowed to do it. all good questions. I don't know how to deal with that yet. So this is going to, I don't know. All right, but let's just keep on trucking here. Maybe we'll come back to that. All right, so I want to shout out Will shout the Twitch URL to the channel. All right, so we're going to arrange a message with our message generator again. And this is going to be a subscriber is true. And I'm also going to need the username in this case. Username, and we're going to give, I don't know, shout out to Surly Dev. We use Surly Dev for test data. Username equals null. Down here it's going to be username. Username. Fake username. Okay. All right. And then we'll shout. There's a new shout out message. So that's our range. We're going to shout. We're going to execute that with our mock bucket object and our mock client object. And then we're going to assert. And what are we going to assert? So it's going to be client is going to send a message to the channel. This channel message. So we're going to need this channel is client.channel name. I get this somewhere else. What do I do this with? This one. Message.channel. Message.channel. Okay. We got two things here. We got the client and we got the actual message coming in. Okay, and then the message equals, and then Calvin's was, hey everyone, check out, and then I'm going to be, let's get a little fancy here. Check out message.username. And we can put an @ symbol in front of that, right? Username's Twitch stream at twitch.tv/Calvin Allen back again. Calvin, I need your opinion on something if you've got a second. I'm writing unit tests, Calvin. I'm doing it. Yes, we're making it happen. Unit tests. Finally. First unit test. Actually, I have two questions for you, Calvin. Okay, so first test is I've created this shout out command. Don't do it, it's a trap. You're darn right it's a trap. It's a yak shaving trap. Shout out should not do anything for non-moderators. TDD FTW. That means test-driven development for the win. See, I got an acronym today, Surly Dev. I got one. That's a double acronym. That's a twofer. All right. So the first thing to do, shout out should not do anything for moderators. Nothing should happen. It should be a no-op for non-moderators. Okay. Creating a shout out Marmite avocado. This isn't working yet. I haven't deployed it. Okay, here's the thing, Calvin. This chat message from the Twitch lib UI, this is how you have to create a chat message if you're going to do it with the constructor. And none of these are optional parameters. All right, and there's no way to just new it up. Like there's another overload, but it's it's shorter, right? But here's what you can't do. So let's just say I had a chat message there. I can't set subscriber. This is a getter only. It is read only. So what I did was I just basically created this generator and wrapped this constructor and went through the whole rote exercise of doing this, and then I can create my own optional parameters up here, suitable for use in unit tests. So that's what I did up here. This test only cares about is subscriber or not. So I can create a chat message. Don't care about any of the information in it except for the is subscriber flag. So what do you think about that approach? This is exactly what I said, Calvin. This is basically just the object, I can never remember what he calls it, object mother, whatever pattern that Seth's presented about at CodeMash and other conferences a couple of times. I do like it. This approach, I don't like that I have to do this with chat message. But that being said, if I submitted a pull request to this project, say, hey, make some of these optional, make most of them optional. I don't know if that's really something that I want to take on, or that they'd be willing to take on, because all I'm doing that for is unit tests. But yes, you're right. That's my intent. Is I'm only testing what matters. I don't care what anything else in the chat message for this test. Just is subscriber false. Okay, so we're on the same page. Second question, Calvin. How do I test that didn't do anything? Right? So this is the actual code that's under test here. Ignore this for now. This is what I'm working on. If the message is not from a subscriber, just bail out. How do I test that? How do I prove that? I guess I could set a flag or something, but that would be kind of a lame hack. Any ideas there? I mean, the only thing I can think of is later on I'm going to be utilizing Twitch client, put a breakpoint on the return. Surly dev. Mock on send message. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So I'd have to console.writeline. Those are not the kind of tests we're writing here, Surly dev. Yes, so that's what I was kind of getting at, is then I do have a mock for the client. Just verify that it wasn't called. All right, fair enough. But I can't write that test yet until I finish writing this one. All right, so this is what I've got so far. This channel. Here's the message. Hey everyone, check out at username's Twitch stream at URL. Send message. Okay, so let me do this. Excuse me, let me do this the right way. Shout out will shout the Twitch URL to the channel. You can write your own code so it's more testable. Okay, Surly Dev. Point taken, man. Point taken. Jeez. You know, when you pick your Twitch name, you picked a good name, Surly Dev. That really sums up everything that I know about you. Make it a function that returns a string. Make what a function? Return the null empty string on the return. Oh, no. No, that's no good. That's no good. Because then I'm well, for one, I'd have to change my execute, because I don't want my execute to return anything. That's reserved for queries commands, not for execute, not for commands. So that would basically be the same thing I was talking about, setting a flag, which I could do, but it'd be kind of a hack. Unless I'm missing something. But you want this execute command to return a string and return null empty string on return. So a couple problems with that. One, it would kind of mess up my nice little command query pattern. Number two, I'm relying on null or empty string to convey state. It would be better to return enum or something like that. But again, that's not much different than a flag. Your execute commands don't return a status. They do not return anything. They only execute something. You need a query to actually return something. So no, they don't return a status. If they need to communicate a status to something, then we need to rethink whether that is an execute command or not. At least that's the way I think right now. All right, and so we need to assert that I return enum status values from my functions in an app I'm working on at the moment. All right. Yeah, enum would be better than a string, because an enum value conveys more information than a null or empty string. So that, in the future, that might be an enhancement to this. 0 is all good. Anything else is 1. Zip file corrupt, 2 disk full, etc. That sounds very much like some embedded systems type stuff. So that sounds like a C style of code you're working on there, where everything returns an int, and int is some sort of status code. I remember those days. It's been a while. All right, so we want to assert that. Wait, how do we do an assert with the mock? Is it mock client dot expect? No, it's not expect. It's setup. All right, setup. Verify. Verify. I think he's trying something like mock client verify. Calvin, this lag is killing us here. X dot send message. It dot is any string. BRB going cooking. Oh, cool. What are you cooking? Expected message. Something like that. Time is never. Oh, no, that's this test up here. I'm working on the other one right now. Times dot once. So expected message, and this shouldn't be underscore. Expected message equals, got some water boiling to put some okra and fine beans. I mean, all right, that sounds terrible. To each their own. Put some root beer flavoring in that. Do you know the channel? The channel? Oh, I mean, I could specify a channel. Warming up a chicken with broccoli and cauliflower I made last night. Cauliflower is awful, but the rest of that sounds pretty good. What is the problem with this? Expression may not contain a call or invocation that uses optional arguments. Oh. Like that? Okay. That's kind of lame. Calvin, I tried Just Mock. Have you ever used Just Mock from Telerik/Progress? Before I brought in Mock. And I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work with .NET Standard. If I went to the GitHub site, it says works with .NET Core 2. This is a .NET Standard 2 project. I haven't got that quite mapped out in my head correctly. Is it supposed to work or not? Or is it unclear whether it's going to work? No. So this needs to. They say the versions again. Okay, so this project I'm working on, shout out test, is .NET Standard 2. The Just Mock GitHub claims to support .NET Core 2. Cauliflower and broccoli were in a metal tray. The chicken was stuffed with half a block of butter. Woo! And put in the tray, so all the butter made the chicken super moist and leaked out the broccoli and cauliflower. Again, without the cauliflower, that sounds brilliant. Yes, those line up. Okay, well, I got a little warning message when I installed it, so it's possible that .NET Core 2 support in Just Mock is maybe not been deployed yet. Maybe I needed a preview version. I don't know. Because I love me some Just Mock. You've seen some of my code that use Just Mock. I love it. And I haven't used it in a while. So I do need to specify a username on this. Username here. And this needs to be here. And this needs to be here. Okay. That's my expected message. That's what I'm here for. Just mock you. Perfect. Exactly. Okay. All right. So then this test should fail. See, I'm getting these weird conflict error messages here, Calvin. I don't know. Because you had a similar issue up here. Where's my unit test? I just closed it. Unit test sessions. Fail. Okay. And now we'll go over here on comments. Run. You need sound effects. Yes, I agree. One of the things I like the. Oh, the test still failed. Yes, one of my things to do was a laugh track sound effect, but maybe a rim shot would be good too. Of course, once we get the one done, then the rest of them will be easier. Also, for terrible jokes. So, all about terrible jokes here so far. All right. Get that message into a formatable constant or something so you don't have to repeat the entire message. Oh, jeez, Calvin. Ugh. Make me do work. I don't like it. All right. Well, why is this test failing? That'll be a refactor. That'll be the refactor part. Let's get to the green first. Why is this not... Is any oh, well, this should probably be... No, I don't care what channel it is. All I care about is the message. Rimshot sounds rude. Can we have badumts like Clarkio? Rimshot sounds rude. I mean, that's what badumts is. But I don't know. We'll put slash. Maybe it'll just be synonyms. Badumtus. Bad dumb tuss sounds rude too. All right, I'll just set a breakpoint here. So I have to do breakpoints after all, certainly does. It all comes back to breakpoints. Oh, it is almost noon. I probably ought to wrap this up here real soon. Let's get this test passing. And then we'll wrap it on up. Message. Hey, everyone, check out @Twitch stream. Username isn't coming in to the message. Oh, my thing isn't working here. Username equals null. Specifying username. Huh? Okay, here we go. Debug. The sound effect stuff's going to need some signal, I think. Yeah, maybe. At least the way I want to do it. Chat message. And we're looking for username. Is null. Why is username null? I just have a stream deck. Dash ducks. Shout out Dash Ducks. Shout out to those Dash Ducks. Not those geese, though. Those Canadian geese can just go right to blazes. Why isn't it taking the username in? Can we give a quick little peek? Oh, it's not showing me the code. Username is not being set here. Okay, twitchlib.net. Twitchlib, client. Thank goodness for open source. If this is in Twitch client. Looking for chat messages. How do we search? Find file. Chat message, here we go. Just looking for that constructor. Username. Oh, wow. Well, no, that's the wrong constructor. Wrong constructor. Don't panic. Don't panic. The stream on Android is head of the browser today. I don't know what that means. Is that another Dash Ducks thing that I don't know about? Username. It's not even being set. What? What are you doing, TwitchLib? It doesn't say username. Did I find a bug, Calvin? Or what? Oh, crying out loud. But username is... Oh, wait. It's not even a property of this. Wait, is it a base class? No? Let's see a base class. Because, there is a base class, but what's the message? Username is here. It's got a protected set. Oh Lord. Well, can I leave a comment here or something? Reference a new issue? Maybe I could search for existing issues just to double check. Someone else hasn't done this already. Says passed in emote data other problem. Okay. Username not being set by chat message constructor. Username is a parameter on one of the chat message constructors. However, username is not actually being set in the constructor. Is this expected behavior? And if so, how else is the username to be set? Now it looks like the other constructor can do this. Let's just see. I'm referring to the constructor here. Oh, I wonder if I can get a better set of code than that. Looking for a chat message. There is a chat message builder. Oh, are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, it's sealed. Well, I don't care if it's sealed. But it looks like I can't set the username there either. iBuilder of chat message. Oh, that's interesting. Next, I can set with bits, with channel, with cheer badge, stuff like that. But there's no way to set username. Twitch lib message. Okay. This is what I should be using, Calvin. I shouldn't write my own class that uses Twitch lib message in with twib. Okay. So I can just pass in my own Twitch lib message. Is there a builder for that one? Yes. Okay. So all that work for nothing. That's okay. That's okay. That's actually a good thing. It still might be worth bringing up that issue. Just in case someone else comes across this in the future. Or maybe they could just respond and say, oh yeah, we did it because of this reason. Is that adequate issue right there? Do you think that's good enough? What I was going to do is chat message right here. Is maybe get a better hunk of code to reference. Huh? Where did that constructor go? I thought it was multiple chat message, public chat message, emote set. Wait, what? Twitch client models. What is happening? Am I losing my mind? What? Here it sets it right here. What? I'm losing it, Calvin. I did not see that before. Neither did I. What? That definitely sets username. But we were seeing in the code it didn't set the username. It was null. This couldn't have just come in. Could it have? 6 days ago? No. What in the world is happening? Twitch client, Twitch lib client. Oh, wait. Am I looking at the wrong? What in the Sam Scratch is going on here? All right. I'm just going to bail out of this because I am losing my mind. Let's go back to the builder and just get this test to pass. All right. Chat message builder. Where was it? Just saw it. It's in builders. Chat message builder. Say new. Twitch lib client models builder. Do I not have that one? Using Twitch lib client models builder. Is that not? Wow, this is a hot mess up here with the usings. Twitch lib client model. Is that a separate package for some reason? Twitch lib client models. I'm losing my mind. Going way too long over the stream here. Let me just... I thought I got a message on Slack. Maybe somebody telling me bail out. Making us look bad. Let me just double check. Yeah, there's a kind of some competing meetings, so. Okay. Yeah, all right. I really want to get this test to pass, but I also really want to get some lunch. Can we get this model builders thing going? Is that a possibility? Is that a different dependency? Oh, wait. I don't have... Twitch isn't part of this project. Twitch lib. Maybe that's why it's not showing up. Oh, Twitch lib. Builders? Okay, I don't know. There is a TwitchLib client models package. Yeah, you're right. But if I look at core here, dependencies, that's part of, well, hang on. That's part of this, TwitchLib client models. So it should be in there. But it's not in my test project. But I'm still able to reference this. What is going on? Manage NuGet package for solution. Where are you, Twitch? You're going to go in tests as well. 3.0.4, please. Why not? Chat message builder. Still not showing up. What am I doing wrong here? Okay, builders isn't showing up. So is this on NuGet somewhere? Is that a different thing? Somehow I need, I don't know. TwitchLib client models. I don't see one that's builders specifically. I don't know. Just click buttons until something happens. That's my motto. Nothing doing. Doesn't make sense. No, it doesn't, Calvin. It does not make sense. Models. Maybe this is something that's only in the preview? Like, this is... No, not there. I mean, this is 6 days ago. Builders 6 days ago. But these are like months ago. 6 days ago was a moat builder. So all this stuff was in there 5 months ago. Builders are about 5 to 6 months old. Yeah, I mean, unless they did a build really long time ago. Maybe it hasn't made it out yet. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's all I can assume right now. Let's... I don't know. I'll remove that package. Where was it? Yeah. You gone. And then we'll just update everything to the pre-release version. Where are we? Twitch lib client. To the CI build 3.0.6. Yeah, I don't know. What version of TwitchLib client models do you have? Well, whatever came with the main install. But I just updated the main client to 3.0.6, the CI build. Let's see what happens. Builders. Okay. That's what it is. Chat message builder. What is it? So your question was the models is I don't know, I can't tell. But 1.1.0, yeah, I don't know. I got the CI build now. That's fine. With oh, really? From 9, okay. So yeah, I'm guessing this is just an old version. I'm looking through source code as if it was the current version. That would be my mistake. All right, message with Twitch lib message. Twitch lib message. Chat message. What doesn't it like about this? Cannot access private constructor. What am I doing wrong here? Is it private constructor? Well, that wasn't right. Parameter list is private. Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Twitch lib message. And so then var Twitch lib message equals new Twitch lib message builder dot with username, and what was I say? Surly, say non... Oh, this should be non-subscribers is what I was looking for. Not moderators, subscribers. Non-sub. Dot, will it just build? Oh, another one. Man, I'm just the worst. What's the parameter we're looking for here? Twitch lib message builder. I think you might need create. Create a static and runs the new. Twitch lib message builder create. What are you talking about? Twitch lib, like on this? Oh, okay. Okay, terrific, I guess. With username, non-sub, build it. Okay. And this will be .build. Then Fluent API it. Fluent API that business. All right, what is the problem here? Constructor takes one argument. Huh? Why isn't this giving me any IntelliSense on the... Okay. Like this. Dot with Twitch lib message. Like so. All right, whatever. So far, oh yeah, there you go. Thank you, Calvin. I am just struggling. This is all aboard the struggle bus. Okay, so this one will be Surly Dev, who is a sub for sure. For now, anyway. Shout out chat message. Okay. Hey everyone, check out username's Twitch stream. No, this should be over here. Not hard coded. Okay, and oh, this needs to be. I need to specify that it's a. Where do I specify that at? In the actual message? With is a subscriber, false. So let's just do some wraps here. Okay. Good. Good. Create with username, build at the end, and create with username, build. Okay, so that should work, right? It's going to compile. I don't really like being on the CI build, but whatever. Fire in the hole. What is the problem here? Could not. Oh, it's trying to. Okay. It's trying to compile while I got the program running. But all I care about is the unit test. Still not passing. Where are we? Here? Debug. Really want to get to lunch. I got other stuff to do today. Really need to get this to pass. What? It didn't hit the breakpoint. What's happening here? It's with a subscriber, default equals false. I don't know. Oh. That's a good question. I think I see what you're getting at, Calvin. With subscriber true. That would make sense. That's why I wouldn't hit the breakpoint now, would it? Dun, 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 dun. Hooray! Passing test. Boom. No, that's not what you say, Calvin. You got to say, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. All right, and then so we'll just sort of do the opposite assert over here. That send message doesn't matter is any, I don't care, any string. And this is never called. And pass. Okay. And we'll run all of them together. Look at those. Look at that battery of unit tests. 2 big green tests. No, we made some progress though. We got the project created, some yak shaving. We learned about this Twitch lib today, and this is, you know, I'm actually kind of glad this is here. This lib message builder, so I don't have to reinvent the whole thing like I was starting to go down that road. So I'm glad it's there, even though it's in the CI build. Yeah, you've learned from my mistakes, Calvin. Hopefully other people will as well. But that's it for today. So let's find someone else on the team who might enjoy a raid. If anyone's still hanging out here besides Calvin. According to Streamlabs, there's 5 people. The Streamlabs numbers I never seem to be quite right. So I'm not sure. So we got the Primogen, who's coding for a Netflix project. Dem memory bugs. Interesting. We got Code Rushed and yours truly. I thought I heard that Fritz was streaming, but I think Surly Dev was putting me on. What was the other thing he was talking about? Oh, let's just raid the ducks thing today. Dash ducks. I don't know if you can do much of a raid. Okay. No, he was early. Must have already finished. Okay, so he finished. He got his stream done in time. I didn't. Anyway, I'm checking out the Dash Ducks channel here, which has got 20 people watching it right now. 3 fun ways to feed us. Oh, there's like a feeder and stuff. Look at all this business. Look at those ducks. All right, we're going to raid the Dash Ducks channel just for funsies. Just for must. Hey, you caught the channel at just the right time. We're going to raid this Ducks channel. I don't know if anyone's actually paying attention, but you can paste, if you're a subscriber, paste the bada bing, bada boom emoji in there. And just be nice in the Ducks channel. Be nice to the ducks. That reminds me, there was... oh my goodness, this is... Oh, I heard them. I was here watching while you're cooking. You're just lurking? That's cool, just for must. Appreciate it. Be nice to the duck. There is an old Vine that I revined back when Vine was still a thing. Yeah, here it is. It's literally this fake game. Where you type in a command to be nice to the duck. So let's all go to Dash Ducks and be nice to the ducks. Just for must. I hope you enjoyed it. Stop back again sometime. We're going to go be nice to the ducks. Everyone have a good day. We'll see you on Thursday. I'll be streaming at 1:30 Eastern Time, United States. All right. Getting the raid started. And we'll see you over there on the ducks. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you for your help. And thank you, Surly Dev, for dropping in, and TBD Gamer, and Just for Must. All right, duck time.